friends. Welcome back to the channel. You know, most of us think airports are just these smooth-running, super-organized places. Check in, drop bags, board the plane, and off we go. But behind those friendly smiles, polite announcements, and shiny terminals, there's a lot more going on than meets the eye. Some of these little-known airport and airline secrets can save you money, some can save you hours of waiting, and a few might just make you rethink the way you travel altogether. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not here to throw shade at airlines. Managing thousands of flights every single day is no small task. But let's be honest, some of their so-called policies feel more like sneaky tricks to keep us spending, or to keep us completely in the dark. So in today's video, we're pulling back the curtain and exposing 12 airport and airline secrets they'd rather you never knew. And trust me, if you've ever wondered why your flight really got delayed, or why some lucky passengers mysteriously get upgrades while the rest of us fight for overhead bin space, stay tuned, because you're about to find out. 1. Flight delays aren't always what they seem. We've all been there, sitting at the gate, waiting for an update, and the announcement comes, we're experiencing a slight delay due to weather. But here's the thing. Sometimes that weather is nowhere near your airport. Airlines often blame bad weather because it sounds acceptable to passengers and avoids compensation claims. In reality, delays can happen because a crew member is late, the plane isn't ready, or another airline's late arrival messed up the schedule. They just don't say that out loud, because if they admit it's within their control, passengers might demand vouchers or refunds. Pro tip: check flight tracking apps. If other planes are taking off just fine, you might be dealing with a creative delay reason. 2. They overbook flights on purpose. Yes, airlines sell more tickets than they have seats. Why? Because they expect some passengers to cancel or not show up. But when everyone does show up, they suddenly have too many people and not enough seats. That's when you hear about volunteers giving up their seats for compensation. And sometimes, if no one volunteers, people get bumped off involuntarily. Here's the good news. If you ever get bumped involuntarily, you're entitled to cash compensation in many countries. But airlines rarely tell you the full amount you can claim. Pro tip: if your schedule is flexible, volunteer when they ask. You can sometimes get hundreds in vouchers, plus a free hotel stay. 3. The cheapest ticket isn't always the cheapest. Ever seen a flight for $99, only to end up paying $180 after taxes, baggage, and seat selection? That's no accident. Airlines advertise ultra-low base fares to grab your attention, then make up the difference and more with add-ons. That's why baggage fees keep going up. It's a quiet way to raise ticket prices without scaring you away up front. Pro tip: use fare calculators or comparison sites that include fees, so you know the real price before you book. 4. Your luggage might not always travel with you. We like to think that when we hand over our bags, they're loaded right onto our plane. But in reality, luggage often gets sent separately, especially on tight connections or busy travel days. Sometimes airlines intentionally delay bags to avoid paying for an overweight plane. Your suitcase could end up on the next flight without you knowing. Pro tip: always keep valuables, essentials, and at least one change of clothes in your carry-on. 5. Cabin air isn't as fresh as you think. Yes, the air is filtered, but it's also recirculated. The air you breathe on a plane is a mix of fresh outside air and reused cabin air. While modern filters catch most bacteria and viruses, the humidity levels are so low that it can dry out your skin, throat, and eyes. Pro tip: bring a small bottle of moisturizer and drink water often. Skip alcohol and coffee if you want to feel better after landing. 6. Upgrades often go to people who know the system. Random upgrades are rare. Airlines have a system. They prioritize elite loyalty members, people who pay for upgrade-eligible tickets, and sometimes passengers with issues the airline wants to smooth over. Looking sharp and being polite helps, but the real key is building airline loyalty or booking flexible tickets. Pro tip: if there's a problem with your seat or a delay, politely ask the gate agent if an upgrade is possible. 7. Some security rules are more about money than safety. Ever wonder why you have to toss out your bottle of water, only to buy another one past security for triple the price? While there's a safety explanation for liquid limits, airport retail profits handsomely from these rules. Many travelers suspect that certain restrictions benefit concession stands as much as security concerns. Pro tip: Bring an empty reusable bottle and fill it at a water station after security. 8. Flight cancellations can be cheaper for airlines than delays. Here's a shocker. Sometimes it's financially better for an airline to cancel a flight than to delay it for hours. Delays can mean crew overtime, meal vouchers, and upset passengers demanding compensation. A cancellation allows them to consolidate passengers onto other flights with fewer costs. Pro tip: if your flight gets cancelled, act fast. Call customer service while you're standing in line at the airport. You'll get rebooked faster. 9. Your checked bags are sometimes left in the rain. Yes, baggage handlers work hard, but during bad weather or staff shortages, your luggage might sit on the tarmac longer than you'd like. That's how bags get wet, dented, or even damaged before you see them again. Pro tip: invest in a waterproof suitcase cover or pack clothes inside plastic bags to keep them dry. 10. Technical issues can be a catch-all excuse. When you hear technical issues, it could mean anything from a serious mechanical problem to something as simple as a seat not reclining properly. Airlines use vague terms to keep passengers calm and avoid revealing too much. Pro tip: flight tracking websites sometimes list more detailed reasons for delays than what the airline tells you. 11. The first flight of the day is usually the most on time. Airlines know morning flights have a better chance of being on time. Fewer planes are in the air, so fewer delays snowball through the day. That's why you rarely hear about major morning delays unless there's a serious weather problem. Pro tip: if being on time matters, book flights between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. 12. Not all emergencies are really emergencies. Sometimes pilots declare a minor emergency to get priority landing or takeoff. This could be for safety, but it's also a way to avoid further delays. While these aren't fake emergencies, they're not always the dramatic situations passengers imagine. Air travel will always have its share of mysteries, from the hidden reasons behind delays to the small tricks airlines use to protect profits. The good news is, knowing these secrets puts you in a much better position as a passenger. You can spot when a delay might not be the whole truth, you can game the overbooking system for perks, and you can protect yourself and your wallet from unnecessary add-ons. The next time you walk through an airport, remember, the loudest announcements aren't always the most important, and the quietest policies are often the ones worth knowing. If you found these tips useful, hit that like button, subscribe for more travel insights, and share this with a friend who's planning their next trip. Because at the end of the day, air travel should be less about stress and more about adventure. And knowing the truth is the first-class ticket to a smoother journey.